Hi there. Today I'm answering the question, how do I figure out why I want to eat? This is not an easy thing to do, especially if there's emotional eating. But it's such a valuable thing to learn to do because once you know why, it is so much easier to try and change the behavior and improve on your eating. So, on a very basic level, we need to just start and figure out, am I eating because I need the food? Or am I eating because I want the food? So to do that, all you need to do is you need to get your head and your stomach connected. So you need to just sit and focus in on your stomach and think about whether your stomach or your body are sending any kind of signals out. If they're not, then you're probably not eating because you need the food, but you're probably eating because you want the food. And so to start with, I would like you just to start with that. Just distinguish the two. Once you start distinguishing and really understanding the difference between need and want, then we need to dig a little deeper and try and figure out, why do I want the food? Why, when certain things happen, do I continually go to food? Okay, so this is the harder part. And this is where we do need a lot of mindfulness, a lot of awareness, spend time reflecting on what's going on, and you will be able to figure out the why. So the main thing that we need to figure out here is what is happening and what is the connection between all the points. So normally there is an event that happens, or we call it a trigger. Okay, that leads us to a certain emotion. We start feeling an emotion, and then that emotion causes us to have a thought, and that thought leads to the behavior. Okay, so it's a string of events that happen that you need to piece together to try and see the connection. Okay, so for instance, let's look at some examples. Your boss walks into the office and gives you another task to do. You are already overwhelmed with work and feeling very frustrated because of this additional work. And so your thoughts go to, I want to eat a chocolate. And that makes you get up and go and eat a chocolate. All of this can happen quite unconsciously if you're not aware. So you need to see the connection of, boss gave me more work, very frustrated, thought about food, and went and ate. Okay, so the feeling of frustration is leading you to comfort yourself with food. Okay, so not everyone will go to food. Some people have other nurtures that they go to, but food, if that is your nurture, is going to be the first thing that pops into your head. Another example is you're sitting on the couch, you're watching something, and suddenly you think, oh, it would be nice to have a bowl of popcorn here with me. So how did that happen? Well, you were watching something, you're sitting on the couch watching something. There was an emotion. What was that emotion? Was it boredom? Was it not feeling nurtured enough? Was it feeling like you were left unsettled? That left you feeling, the popcorn will help me to improve this experience, and that led you to going to get the food. Okay, so again, there's a connection that's happening, and this second part is the hard part to try and figure out, what is it that I'm feeling and what is it that's going on? What emotion am I experiencing that is causing me to think about food? Okay, so that's what I want you to start doing. To do this and to figure out the connections and what is happening, you need to be mindful. And we need to increase mindfulness in some way. So the best way to increase mindfulness is keep a diary. Keep a log of what you're eating. And then as you're writing it down, you start understanding, this is actually not for hunger. This is for something else. And so what is going on? So because you're mindful, you can start thinking of what happened. The problem is that we often don't want to be mindful when we're feeling very emotional, because it is such an unconscious reaction to go to food. And that's all we want. We want the nurture, the food is going to help us feel better for that moment, and we don't want to think about anything else. And then because of the guilt of eating the food, you really don't want to think about it because you're trying to prevent yourself from going there. But that is when you need to be the most mindful. So keeping a diary, and the best diary to keep is on the go. So as you eat, you write, whether it's writing it down, whether it's putting it into a note page on your phone, whether it's going into an app, it doesn't matter. The point is to write down and be aware when you're eating, so that you can start seeing, is this for head reasons or for stomach reasons? And if it's for head reasons, digging a little bit deeper and going inside and figuring out what's going on. And that's it for today. See you next week.